Seems like I'm pretty live. All right. 2 millions and millions of people, sure. All right. It is Saturday, March 4th, 8 o'clock. I'm live on the Instagrams. I'm live on the YouTubes. Um, and yeah, doing a thing. Had a slight thought to not do tonight just because I was hungry. Maybe even a little hangry. I'll eat later. That's fine. I'll be fine. Um, and oh, here's that start of the show yawn thing. Anyway, yes, I am your bundle of sunshine. It is Saturday, March 4th, 2023. How the fuck did that happen? We still have 4 more full. This is like one of those weeks, one of those months where it's almost 5 full weeks. So one of the things that I did that I've done differently, and I'm realizing was potentially cutting off some people being able to hear me, especially up on the Instagrams. I'm seeing some other folks already potentially taking advantage. And yeah, so I had, normally my account is private. But what I'm going to do is when I'm going live, I will make it public. So that way it pops up in people's feeds. And if people are so moved, they can click on me and look at my visage and revel in all of the wonderful and witty things I have to say about this, that, or the other. And then, but more to the point later, when I pick up the guitar and I'll play some music, So I've got two different sort of things going on at once. I don't have it. It's not exactly the same. It's basically two separate angles, right? I've got my phone doing the live Instagram, and then I've got my computer set up doing the YouTube. So it's it sounds a little different. I think safe to say. Probably clearly looks a little different, but at some point, I will endeavor to potentially do the same exact picture for both. There's lots of, there's lots of different things regarding it that I have issues with. Like not issues, but just, it. I just assume like be able to have people just log into the Instagram without a huge rigmarole. The rigmarole being on my end, somewhat. But yeah, there's ways to do it. But there's software to purchase, and there's this, that, or the other. So I think I'm okay so far doing it this way. I'll try to streamline another version at some point. But that will come hopefully. The thing that I'm really hoping to do for those that are potentially new up here or haven't been seeing me do this stuff, and I've been doing it for a little over a year, but not on a regular basis. Like I started in December of this past year due to a thing I was trying to track that was happening in my life, which didn't end up happening, but I just decided, well, I'm going to track my life anyway. So in lieu of a diary for just basically kind of get online and do the thing that I have always wanted to do, which is to kind of have like a quote unquote radio show, because I can only do this so much with the quotes in the air quotes. But I like the idea of being able to talk to folks out in the ether, whether they're listening or not. But I'm recording these both on YouTube and on Instagram. So if people wanted to go back and look at them, they can, and especially potentially at the music parts. Not if the ranty parts are less palatable for those, I get that. So because it's mostly just me going on about my day, mostly, or what's going on in the world. I mean, have the aliens landed yet? As far as the papers goes, no. We've been shooting their shit down, but that's all they'll give us. So it's all supposition, but God knows. I still think there's going to be a moment where we wake up one morning or something happens and suddenly there's just tons of extraterrestrial vehicles strolling through the sky. And do I sense that they wish us harm? I think here's the thing. I think if they were going to harm us, they would have done it by now. To be honest, I you know, I at least that's my thought process on it. You know, there's to the degree I'm not. I listen. I have a small gene of conspiracy theory, you know, in my head, just a little bit. You know, there's definitely some things I might be kind of prone to, you know, believing, or at least believing parts of it or whatever. But so as far as aliens goes, yeah, I mean clearly there's aliens. I mean it'd be stupid. It's stupid to think that there isn't. However, do I think that they want to harm us? I don't know. I don't think so. But if the conspiracy theorists or the things I've read about are true, is that there are some aliens that want us do us harm, and then there are other aliens preventing the bad aliens from doing so, and they're more in cahoots potentially already. I don't know. It's all just fun supposition at this point. God knows they're probably listening into everything I say right now. And if they are, hey, come say hey. I figure they're taking notes. God knows. Anyway, but yeah. So the idea is just to kind of so I again, for those that are new to here, I have wanted to do a radio show type of thing since I was like, I mean, like 14, was I think the first real manifestation of the idea of having a radio show. I mean, again, 14, it would have been 1979, right? So you're talking, think at that time, radio was still, FM radio specifically was very much in the vanguard and in the forefront, and that was really all there was. I mean, there was certainly no YouTube, and there was certainly no internet, and it was 3 channels of TV, a couple of UHF channels, and radio, and that was fucking it, and then books and records, that was the life, and much simpler time for sure. Newspapers, of course, but yeah, no, I've always wanted to do a radio thing of some sort. The romantic notion was that I would do the radio thing. It would be this late night, This was also fueled by the Firesign Theater later on in my life of like, they used to do radio shows in California in the 60s, and they took place like late at night, and they went 3 or 4 hours, every night, like 5 days a week kind of thing. And they would, just the amount of stuff that they would do, just like, playing records and just doing shtick and having guests on and interviews and all this kind of stuff. I don't know. I liked the idea of that. So, or again, the idea of just like talking whatever on AM radio potentially, and truckers that are driving through the state would, fiddling with their dial, and, they just need something to keep them awake, I don't know if I'm keeping people awake or not, but God knows. But now we're talking almost 50 years later, and some more people joining up here. 50 years later, and it's in trying to manifest this stuff, and the way technology has gone, not just with Zoom, but with online radio. And, the social medias and things, was doing live on Facebook for a while, but then they keep throwing me in jail, man. So I just like, something, and so I stopped doing the Facebook Live, and went to YouTube, graduated to YouTube. And I think that seems to be working, because I'm able to record the shows and leave them up, and people are actually going to them after the fact. If they can't sign on live, they're going back later. So the views are popping up, which is very cool. I appreciate that for sure. So the more I can get the word out, the better. I mean, again, I'm just kind of farting around here on a big large part of it. So those that know me also know that I was more ubiquitous potentially in the local music scene, specifically at least in the 90s. Late 80s, 90s, with a couple of rocky bands with my friends Keith Munslow and Stan Munslow, but then into the Meatballs Fluxus era of things, which was a comedy performance art troupe, heavy on the comedy, and but also as an open mic host. I also was I was a percussionist and all-arounder for the last band I was in called Anne's Cordial, and their stuff is up on YouTube, and so you can find them. I played drums, mandolin, and sang for their live shows, and I produced the only CD EP that they did. And that was the last band I was in, and being in bands is difficult. It can be difficult, and not that I had a difficult time in the band in Anne's Cordial at all. I really liked the band. I had a lot of fun, but as it turned out, basically the band were good. We're just going to disband because some of the members, had other thought processes of what they wanted to do or didn't want to do, etc. So, and that's is what it is. So there was no personality conflicts that I was aware of, at least. It's one of those things I've never had. I feel like I've been in enough groups in my life. So, but anyway, life takes over, work takes over. Getting out to do any kind of club work or live work at this point at my age, not to be ageist and not to say that I couldn't do it, but I'm not independently wealthy for sure, and my job is such that it kind of takes the energy out of things. It's hard to really get yourself going, to get yourself to a smoky club where you're not going to get paid, potentially having to wait or wait around and fart around and deal with people that are getting more and more drunk and stupid as the night goes on. It's like, I don't have the patience for that shit anymore, dude. So I look at it this way. This is sort of the best of a number of worlds where I can do it from my house. And they say, if manifesting, just pretend it's already happened. Pretend you already, in my case, pretend I already have the radio show. Pretend I already have sponsors. Pretend I'm, this is going out to whatever the basic people want to hear, So that's all I can do is just work on it and manifest it and fart around and have some fun, and that's all I'm doing, really. So, the bigger thing is also just getting back into playing. So there's a double-edged sword of not just hearing me talk or having you hear me talk. I don't have I don't have an agenda. I'm really trying hard not for this to be political or in any way, because again, people that know me know that I certainly have that a strong thread of that wafting through my little brain. But there's enough of that online. So those are reasons why I get thrown into Facebook jail, is because there's enough of that online, and unfortunately, there are times where I will comment on somebody, and Facebook doesn't like it. So, anyway, so trying to really hard to make this non-political as best as I can, and just talk about the generalized shit of the day, the generalized shit of my day, and then to play some music. So God, I used to play. Just so much more, obviously. And then, life takes over, like I said. And, I haven't done an open mic in, has it been 10 years? I don't know the timeline anymore. That's another thing. I don't remember my timeline very well, especially the last 10 years. It's been fucking busy. But no, it hasn't. No, it's been It's been less than 10 years. I don't remember, to be honest. Like I said, it's all become kind of a bit of a blur. But those were good times. Those were good. I actually found some footage of a couple of those of those open mics that I might try to put up on YouTube. And I would want to get the permission of the folks that I've filmed, so I may look into doing that. But I brought a camera down a couple of times and just recorded as much of the show as I could. So it might be fun to just put up. So in same thing with open mic. The open mics really don't. They don't exist anymore. It seems they were never a huge moneymaker. They were never meant to be a huge moneymaker for the most part. However, at my peak, my open mic was the best one in town. Now, wasn't recognized as such because I wasn't an open jam, which was a difference. There was a difference. Open mic was where people come, put their name on a list, and they play 3 songs. That's it. If they want to play with other people, they need to ask that person if they want to play, if they're allowed to play with it. It wasn't just a free for all. And there were some folks that didn't like the fact that it was fairly regimented and structured. It needed to be because, without that and even in a structured state, it could get a little chaotic depending on how busy it was. But I was able to keep a cool running ship for 4 hours a night, and have, I think, upwards of 20 people doing their 3 songs and keeping it tight, and those were great nights. They were really fun, and a lot of people came through. A lot of folks I'm still friends with on Facebook online as well, or otherwise, and we had our regulars and we had our irregulars, but yeah, so good days, but I was playing a lot. I was playing at least once weekly, in lieu of like rehearsing on a daily basis. But chops wise, I was probably the best that I ever was as far as things like that go. Anyway, time takes over. One buys a house. One buries his mom. One buries both of his cats were the closest thing that he had to family over the past 6 years, and works and continues to work at a job that is draining, on a good day, and doesn't pay a lot. So it's a haul. It's been a bit of a haul, and one gets older, one gets grayer, so it's harder to gather that energy. Now, I'm also could I be taking better care of myself to gather that energy? Oh, fuck yeah! But what are you gonna do? I actually am taking somewhat much better care. I'm a little more aware of like when my caffeine intake gets a little over the top is when I notice my sleep goes off, and then my all goes to hell. Anyway, so trying to do all of those things so that I can do a number. So back in December, was going to try and do a surgery. Surgery didn't happen. I was going to do like a day-to-day kind of diary of like my recovery. It was specifically a nasal thing. Surgery was canceled because they were afraid I was going to bleed out on the table. That's another story. As of right now, I don't know when that is going to happen. It's not going to be anytime soon. But I just decided, I've already started. I was about a week into it, and I was starting to play this little 12-string behind me here, and sing again, and just kind of pick up where, just my big pile of lyric sheets from the open mics, and just start the process of getting back. I mean, we're talking, I hadn't sung and played a long time. Just like on any kind of a regular basis. I've been working on projects here or there, but doing a little guitar part here or a little vocal there, once every number of months or something is not playing. You know what I mean? So anyway, wanted to start to exercise those muscles again, and so that's what I've been doing since December 4th yeah. So we're talking about 3 months in now. 3? Right. January, February, March. Yeah, 3 months. Seems like it's been long months. So it's already been a long year. December was a rough month, and January and February. So yeah, things are a little crazy. But through this all, the one thing that I've been able to kind of do and has been helpful is to, do these shows, jibba jab for a little while, and then play some music. And a lot of it's not really horribly rehearsed. The more I'm doing this, I'm feeling a little bit better about some of the songs I'm playing. But there are some songs where, first time playing it in 30 years or something. There's a song I'm gonna play tonight that I haven't played since my open mic days. So it's it's one of the faves of the time. And I'm trying to remember. There are some songs like I'm trying to remember as I do this. It's like, oh shit, I forgot that song. So I pull it up, get some lyrics and on there, and see if there's some muscle memory in the fingers, of how I used to play it, or what fret the capo was on, blah 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 blah, all that shit. kind of relearning what I'm able to and what I'm not able to do anymore, and whether or not it's a consequence of just me being out of shape from doing it on a regular basis, or as aspects of aging really taken hold. So, as far as the voice goes, again, the nasal surgery there's some issues there, I think, that are causing problems, but I'm not out of, I can still sing. So my range has been a little curtailed. That's definitely been a noticeable thing. But I've been having a lot of fun. So there have been some nights where I've had to work all day, and you know, and it's just too easy for me to get home and just like settle into my fucking chair with food or whatever, and watch TV and cuddle with the cat, which is it's fine and dandy to do, but there just comes a point where, or there came a point where I think that listen, I could just like I could settle into that and fucking just until I die. You know what I mean? And it's just like it's just too little, too easy. So decided to pick up the 12-string acoustic, my lovely Alvarez, my second Alvarez 12. I sold my first one because I needed the bread. Actually, I was setting the guitar up tonight, I was thinking to myself, I wonder if there's any other acoustic 12 strings that would be fun to play. Like I don't think I've ever actually played a Martin 12 string. They're fucking expensive, but Martin 12 string. If down the road when I have a little more money to fart around with, maybe it might be fun to see if I can get another good 12 string. Now that being said, this Alvarez it needs some strings changed right now, but otherwise it's a pretty sweet guitar. And I hadn't really played the 12 string other than like for more as a recording instrument. I think I did like one show like ages ago on the 12 string, and it was a challenge. It was very difficult to play, or at least for my fingers. But since December, that's been the guitar of choice. And I tried to pull out the old guitar, the old Black Ibanez from the open mic days, and it's just 6 strings and really hard to play. And I don't know if it was just that the strings were really old or whatever, but it just like found it uncomfortable, and it was just sort of like, I don't know, it just felt weird. And now that guitar needs repair. So yeah, I've been playing the 12 string, like not every single day, but I've been playing them for these shows. So having a lot of fun with that. So there have been some, again, I had deviated from a point I was trying to make, that having had a long day or a long week at work, and I just kind of fed up. Like today, I mean, it was one of those. I mean, nothing happened at work. I mean, it wasn't like, it was literally a dead day. I was actually covering a shift, and it was 5 hours, and I did some background work or whatever it is, but all it takes is one asshole to just ruin my fucking day. I mean, that's how it goes, right? Just one particular faculty. We're trying to help this dumb fucker, with his classes and all this shit, and it's just like he's having like there's always one fucking professor every semester that just like pulls the shit card for the semester and has trouble, right? Every single semester it's someone different, and it's in a different building or something, and it's a different problem. Every semester there's one guy. So anyway, this is this guy, and it's just like we can't figure out what the fuck is going on, what his problem is, whether it's him or a combination of him and the gear or whatever. So yeah, it's frustrating for everybody around. But when I'm just trying to fucking help you, and you're gonna start getting snide with me in your responses, guess what, motherfucker? I'll still help you because it's my fucking job. However, go fuck yourself. We're doing what we can with what we've got with half staff. So go fuck yourself, But I can't say that, of course. I can say it here, and I have. So, all I can do is my best. But, the more I hear horror stories of how we get treated out in the field, not just where I work, but where others work, I, it happened to me, so I can be sanguine enough about it and, rant a little bit up here about it. But when it happens to other people, like either other people in my department or people that we work with or whatever, or I just hear the stories of that, I just get fucking angry. I get really angry. And I just it's like, you're picking on the wrong fucking people, motherfucker. Considering how much you get paid, we're doing what we can under circumstances that are very difficult for everybody. And as regards where we work, the kind of work we do, and the issues we're having with supply chain issues, staffing issues. I mean, we're having a lot of issues. I mean, this is not just my institution. It's everywhere. It's every institution on this fucking planet, especially in America. So, so if you can take a second to pull your head up out of your ass and get a sense that we're trying to help you, asshole. So don't be one. Because there's going to come a point where you're going to do that in front of people in a classroom. Again, it's not unprecedented, but don't do it to me. Because guess what? I'm going to throw it right back at you in front of that classroom, as I've done it before. I don't have it. I don't care who the fuck you are. I don't care who the fuck you think you are. And I don't. And at this point, I'm too old to give a fuck about what it would do. I don't care. I do not get paid enough to be treated that way in any fight. And nobody that I know gets treated enough to gets paid enough to get treated that way. You know what I mean? There's nothing in my fucking contract that says I got to take your shit. So that goes out to somebody whose name will remain nameless. I will not, because he'll never watch this. It'd be hilarious if he did. But no. Yeah. So anyway, that was today, right? So that was my day. It should have just been a simple fucking day where I do some background work. I'm a presence. I'm there, and literally no one calls and no one shows up. And it's a short day, and I go and I in the rain, and I leave. But no, just toward the end of my shift, the fucking shit happens, pisses me off, and colors my fucking day. In essence, if you want to look at it as a visual, it's because I'm almost done with my painting, and some schmuck bumps me in the back and makes me fuck the painting up of my day. So how would that make you feel, right? Yeah. So I'm certainly preaching to the choir here. I'm certainly not the only person who has had that happen to. I'm sure plenty of people watching, listening are understanding of that. So if I do anything but tell it to, as far as just, if there's anything that I could potentially put in your head, if they're ever at your fucking job or whatever you do, and someone tries to pull that shit on you, don't have it. Figure out a clever way of getting around it, or making sure that it flies back at them. I mean, they say, you can catch more flies with honey and all that kind of shit. It's well, something. There's times for that, for sure. But there's also times to be a Klingon, and it is a good day to die. You know what I mean? I've done it a number of different ways, and it really depends on the situation. But anyway, so I get home, and it was one of those things. It's I just got to do a show tonight. I can't not do a show tonight. Just because I'm hungry or hangry, or you know what I mean. There's no reason why I can't do a fucking show. So what's your deal? So get off your ass, get your shit together, and fucking do it. And I always feel better. Not just the talking part, but just playing. And that's the biggest thing that I have forgotten over the number of years. And this is to wrap up the whole rant. Over the years, I've kind of forgotten, and it's easy to forget, even though my life has been music, mostly music for, 45 fucking years or whatever, if not longer. But, priorities change, ambitions change, and things change, and situations and dynamics change, and all that kind of stuff. However, trying to remember the things that I, drew me to music in the first place. And not necessarily just to monetize it, which is that I'm trying to get out of my head as well. There came a point in my life where it's if I couldn't monetize it, I didn't do it. I mean, talk about shooting yourself in the foot. So I did a lot of that. My feet are metaphorical holes over the past 10 years. And so I think I'm slowly really rebuilding those muscles of like, I'm playing guitar because I like to play the guitar. I had to sell a couple of my guitars recently, and I didn't want to, but I did because I needed the bread. And it was the kind of thing where it's just sort of like, oh yeah, I forgot that I like guitars. I like the look of them. I like the feel of them, and so and the idea that like, okay, well, I sold these guitars. I didn't want to, certainly, but shit happens. Not the first time. It's like the second or third time I've had to do this. There are other guitars, There are other guitars that I covet, that I keep track of, and that like there'll come a point where I'll say, ooh, I have the money, but if I save the money up for like that guitar there or something like that, or potentially to replace one of the ones that I sold, So trying to be more sanguine about that as well. And oddly enough, selling a couple of my guitars actually made me sort of feel a little closer to the reasons why I picked up the guitar in the first place. So anyway, still a little stuffy on that note. And but I'm going to play. And like I said, there's only one song. So I was a little, right out of work, I had a Zoom call with, I don't know if anybody who knows Michael Nesmith of the Monkees. His son Christian Nesmith is also an artist in his own right, was also very instrumental, I don't say that as a pun, in a number of recent Monkees-related record releases. He was also part of the Monkees band for a number of years, playing guitar and singing. And his significant other, Circe Link, is also an artist in her own right. Really great music as well. That was produced by Christian, who also plays on those CDs. Really wonderful voice. Anyway, so I was doing a dream, sort of like a dream class get together with her earlier this evening. So I didn't get a real chance to rehearse anything per se. So just I'm gonna just kind of do some shit, and we'll go from there. That's right. That's usually how I some nights I have my stack of things I'm gonna do, and then there are some nights I don't. So and a lot of it again potentially might be might be colored by how I'm feeling, that kind of thing. Let's see. I'm gonna see what I want to pick here. If there's something else. Excuse me. I do have some folks that I have been listening in, or and watching me do these things for a number of nights, which is really kind of cool. I appreciate the support in the background there, for sure. It's one of those things that I have mentioned that on the so doing the YouTube aspect of it, I could certainly do interviews with people via Zoom and all that kind of stuff, because I'm using a certain software that basically just captures the computer. So it would be easy to do. The Instagram part of it, I'm not sure how I would make that work. So that's where I was talking about a little earlier. What how I could potentially make both the YouTube and Instagram be exactly the same. The same angle and the same shot and the same audio and all that kind of stuff. But that's working on that. I'm working on that. So let's see. I'm looking for a specific song and I can't find it. Dang it. Hang on. Yeah, it's probably in on the other pile that I think it's in. Yeah, I did those last night. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me just play a couple things that I know I do want to play, and then I can look for that other song that I was going to play later. Anyway, so here we go. Take these off because they just get in the way. Okay. So, first one I'm going to play. So I used to play this one with my friend Mark Carter as the Silhouette Opera Company when we would do the open mics up at the various venues that we used to play at. And again, it was one of those ones I completely forgot that we played until just today, really. Sorry, my elbow acting up a little bit because I'm old and shit hurts. You know, fuck me. So even though I don't have Mark with me to play, I figure I can play this one. I think, anyway. Let's see. Do I have it memorized? Fuck no. You know, memorized? What are you talking about? All right, let's see if I can do this. And it's Wild World by Yusuf / Cat Stevens. That's a fun one to play. Let's see. Let's see. Let's do this one. All right. This is this one was written by a guy named Bill Chadwick, who was a Monkey's confidant. He did his own version of it, but I do the version that was done by Mike Nesmith, and it's called "Talking to the Wall." Another fun one to play. Tell you what, for singing, right now, I have to prep my nose with saline and nasal decongestant. I'm on a regular pill decongestant, and just fucking just jelly stuff to just hydrate, and it's like just ridiculous. Okay, here's something from an old beat group we used to listen to. I got something to say that might cause you pain. If I catch you talking to that boy again, I'm gonna let you down and leave you flat. Because I told you before, oh, you can't do that. Well, it's the second time I caught you talking to him, and I have to tell you one more time, I think it's a sin. I'm gonna let you down and leave you flat. Because I told you before, oh, you can't do that. Well, everybody's green, 'cause I'm the one who won your love. But if they'd seen you talking that way, they'd laugh in my face. So please listen to me if you wanna stay mine. I can't help my feelings, I go out of my mind. I'm gonna let you down and leave you flat. Because I told you before, oh, you can't do that. 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 Can't do that. Well, everybody's green, 'cause I'm the one who won your love. But if they'd seen you talking that way, they'd laugh in my face. So please listen to me if you wanna stay mine. I can't help my feelings, I go out of my mind. I'm gonna let you down and leave you flat. Because I told you before, oh, you can't do that. That's fun to sing. When I can do it, it's fun to sing. All right, let's see here. Sorry, 12's being cranky tonight. Okay, that's good enough. Sorry about that. Yeah. Let's see. I'm looking for. Where am I looking for? sort of fun to play here. Let's see. Okay, we're going to play a newish one that I've learned. It's pretty simple for the most part. Okay, this is one of those ones though. Yeah, so this is a David Bowie song from the Next Day album called Valentine's Day. And I always urge people to go see the video for this up on the YouTuber, because it's fucking scary. Anyway, here we go. Valentine told me who's to go. Feelings he's treasured most of all. The teachers and the football star. It's in his tiny face. It's in his scrawny hand. Valentine sold his soul. He's got something to say. It's Valentine's Day. The rhythm of the crowd. Teddy and Judy down. Valentine sees it all. He's got something to say. It's Valentine's Day. Valentine told me how he'd feel if all the world were under his heels, or stumbling through the mall. It's in his tiny face. It's in his scrawny hand. Valentine knows it all. He's got something to say. It's Valentine's Day. Hey! Valentine, Valentine. Oh! Valentine, Valentine. It's in his scrawny hands. It's in his icy heart. It's happening today. Valentine, Valentine. It's in his scrawny hands. It's in his icy heart. It's happening today. Valentine, Valentine. Yeah, creepy song, but fun to play. All right, let's see. Trying to think of some other ones that I haven't played in a while, potentially. I haven't played any of my own stuff in a while. I think next week. I have a long week next week, so actually I've got a long weekend, I should say. So I am potentially, there's a possibility of maybe even doing 5 shows in a row. If I were to do a Thursday night show after my last day of work for next week, then I have Friday off, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday off because it's the start of spring break week. So hell yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of time off anyway because I can. And oh wow, it's right on the top. And yeah, so we'll see. But so like yeah, maybe next week I'll do a little more regarding that. So maybe I'll do some more of my own stuff. Let's see. Oh, okay. This is the pile of George Harry Stone stuff. Actually, that's right. There was one song. I had fun playing it, sort of. Let me see. Yeah, a lot of Beatles stuff. Pull another one up here. Hang on. That sort of popped into my head as a possibility. Yeah. Am I still up? Yeah, I'm still up, right? Yeah, okay. Just things are, there's a little bit of a, this thing kind of goes in and out of a lag a bit, so. Hang on one second. Let me do this. And this, yes, I am looking for cheat sheets. That is what I'm doing. So just deal with that. Well, maybe I don't even need that. It's very possible I don't need it. All right, so. All right, so I learned. So last last week was George Harrison would have been 80 years old, so I did a George Harrison night. A couple of songs I had never played before. One of which was "I Want to Tell You" from the Revolver album. It's kind of fun to play actually. Got some riffy shit going on. I'm not 3 Beatles. I'm just one person. I'm certainly not a Beatle. I'm not even a Pinky. There's not even a part of me that is close to being a Beatle. However, I like playing the stuff if I can. If I can keep in tune, that is. Yeah, this is the Bundle of Sunshine tuning hour. Yeah, I definitely need new strings. Sorry, folks. To do. Anyway, I'm gonna try and play it because I can. I'm gonna try and play it. Like I said, this is all rehearsal, folks. So. I want to tell you my head is filled with things to say. When you're here, all those words, they seem to slip away. When I get near you, the dreams begin to drag me down. It's alright, I'll make you maybe next time around. But if I seem to act unkind, it's only me, it's not my mind that is confusing things. I want to tell you I feel hung up and I don't know why. I don't mind, I could wait forever, I've got time. Sometimes I wish I knew you well, then I could speak my mind and tell you, maybe you'd understand. I want to tell you I feel hung up and I don't know why. I don't mind, I could wait forever, I've got time. I've got time, I've got time. Whew, guitar's really having trouble tonight. Okay. Yeah, there's a weird chord in there, so it's I got to figure out that chord. There's a chord in that song that's a little weird. I'm not playing it right. And that's the kind of thing. Like I said, this is rehearsal, folks. So this is what I'm doing. So thanks for hanging around while you watch me rehearse. All right, here's a song, proggy song. It's a challenging one to play sometimes. So I always try to challenge myself at least a few times during the. I don't want to just always play it safe. You know, obviously because that's the safe thing to do. So this is a tricky one. Can be a tricky one. So I don't play it anyway. It's called Carpet Crawlers. Yeah. Also, right now I'm just fighting with the guitar to stay in tune, so that's not helping. There is lamb's wool under my naked feet. The wool is soft and warm, gives off some kind of heat. Salamander. Oh, I fucked that up. Let me try this again. That was tentative. There is lamb's wool under my naked feet. The wool is soft and warm, gives off some kind of heat. A salamander scurries into flame to be destroyed. Imaginary creatures are trapped in birth on the celluloid. The fleas cling to the golden fleece, hoping they'll find peace. Each thought and gesture are caught in celluloid. There's no hiding in memory. There's no room to avoid. Crawlers cover the floor in the red Auger corridor. For my second sight of people, they've more lifeblood than before. They're moving in time to a heavy wooden door where the needle's eye is blinking, closing on the poor. The carpet crawlers, be their callers. We've gotta get in to get out. Gotta get in to get out. Gotta get in to get out. There's only one direction in the faces that I see. It's upward to the ceiling where the chamber's said to be. Like the forest fight for sunlight that takes root in every tree. They are pulled up by the magnet, believing they're free. The carpet crawlers, be their callers. We've gotta get in to get out. We've gotta get in. shattered skin fears attack. When the eager pack lift up their pitchers, they carry all they lack. The liquid has congealed, which has seeped out through the crack, and the tickler takes his stickle back. And the carpet crawlers heed their callers. We've got to get in to get out. We've got to get in to get out. We've got to get in to get out. Got to get in to get out. We've got to get in to get out. Got to get in to get out. Got to get in. The carpet crawlers heed their callers. We've gotta get in to get out. We've gotta get in to get out. We've gotta get in to get out. Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite early Genesis pieces. Written by Peter Gabriel and Tony Banks, pretty much. Probably one of the last things they ever wrote together. Let's see. Just as well. Someone's making noise in the background. What are you doing? This is about the time when the boy says, "All right, it's time to start wrapping things up." I'm just not going to be fully in tune. It's gonna have that slightly 60s jangly out of tuney sound. So there you go. Somebody call out my name as it started to rain. Two spirits dancing so strange. Touching my soul, something warm, sudden cold. The spirit dance was unfolding. A little flat. Yeah, my guitar is just having troubles tonight. So, you know, well, we're closing on toward the end of the night anyway, I suppose. So, yeah, why don't I call it? I'm going to call it a night, I think, because the guitar is not staying in tune at this point. See, that's my ears. Yeah, I don't know. Something's wrong. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, let's just call it a night. I've been up here for almost 2 hours anyway. So actually, well, longer than an hour and a half. Hour and a half. Yeah, some nights this thing is in tune like a motherfucker. Tonight is not one of those nights. It's another reason why not to do a 12-string during this. Okay. That'll be good enough to end on, I guess, yeah. Universe song. Galaxy song. Again, this puts things in perspective for me. Until I can find a different song or a better song to end on, there's really nothing better to end my day with as well. This will go out to all the aliens we haven't seen yet. Just remember that you're standing on a planet that's evolving and revolving at 900 miles an hour. It's orbiting at 19 miles a second, so it's reckoned the sun that is the source of all our power. The sun, you and me, and all the stars that we can see are moving at 1,000,000 miles a day. And an outer spiral on at 40,000 miles an hour of the galaxy we call the Milky Way. Our galaxy itself contains 100 billion stars. It's 100,000 light years side to side. The bulges in the middle, 16,000 light years thick, put out by us. It's just 3,000 light years wide. We're 30,000 light years from galactic central point. We go round every 200 million years. And our galaxy is one of only millions and billions in this amazing and expanding universe. The universe itself keeps on expanding and expanding in all of the directions it can whiz. As fast as it can go at the speed of light, 12 million miles a minute, and that's the fastest speed there is. So remember when you're feeling very small and insecure, how amazingly unlikely is your birth. And pray that there's intelligent life somewhere up in space, 'cause there's bugger all down here on Earth. Present company excluded, of course. Accepted. For now. Don't be going out there doing stupid shit. I'm not talking to anybody in particular or anybody specifically. Because we can all do stupid shit. I've done stupid shit. I do stupid shit all the time. However, let's put it in, as long as I'm not doing stupid shit to somebody, it doesn't hurt anybody. I do stupid shit that tends to hurt myself. Yeah, lifetime of dumb choices. What are you going to do? Yeah, I'll leave you with that note. So, so it's been your bundle of sunshine. It's Saturday, March 4th. It's about 9:30 or so. I'm going to call it a night. But I will be back tomorrow night. Tomorrow's Sunday, right? Yeah. It's amazing how the weekend happens and I just lose all track of time completely. So I'll be here. I'll do another show tomorrow to make way for the next longish, slightly shortish week. Got 4 full days, and then I'll have a long weekend, which will be nice. So anyway, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching me rant and bitch and moan about this, that, or the other, and sing a few things. I apologize for my 12-string. My 12-string is being a little naughty. I think it's just basically saying, change my fucking strings, motherfucker. And I will do that. I promise. So I'm going to change the strings on this. So maybe tomorrow I'll do that. So maybe tomorrow night. I mean, here's the thing with a 12 string, putting new strings on that, trying to like get that thing to get like stay in tune at that point should be a real interesting exercise. So if I do change my strings tomorrow, and I'm almost tempted to wait until after tomorrow, just kind of muddle through the rest of the weekend, and then change the strings, and then that'll give me like Monday through Thursday to try and break the thing in, and then have the long weekend, and hopefully things will settle down a little bit. The hot cold doesn't help weather-wise. It's like, the guitar can't acclimatize to its surroundings, so it's kind of how the weather, how my allergies like work out with the way the weather is. It's warm, it's hot. It's warm, it's hot. It's raining, it's rain. No, it's snowing. No, wait, it's raining. It's snowing, and now it's sleeting and icing out. Oh no, there's hail. Oh look, there's hail. Anyway. All right. On that note, I'm going to leave you all with it. Have a good night. Have good dreams. Don't take any wooden igloos. See you later.